now we're going to be talking about sustainability. I know it's a long word, and I can't say it very fast, but it's a pretty good word to use. So, I'll give you a more complex meaning first. So what sustainability means is that it's the ability to meet the needs of today without compromising the ability for future generations to meet their own needs. And to put it in a different way, the people of today, like us, will be able to take what we need from the environment, like different kinds of plants and fish or any kinds of food, and resources like what we need to make the things we want, like clothes and cars and video games. And while we're taking all the stuff that we need, we're still leaving it for the future, for like people in the future or when we're older. And the reason why we want to do that is, well, think about it like a bunch of candy that you get from Halloween, right? You have all this candy that you get. You don't really eat it at one time, right? You don't eat it that one day.
You shouldn't eat
Candy does not grow good.
But did you brush your teeth afterwards?
Yeah. I've been eating like 6
I love candy way more than brushing my teeth.
So the best thing that you do with that big old bag of Halloween candy is that you eat some of it the day that you get it, and then leave it for the next day, and the next day, and the next day, so you can just keep on having candy pretty much the whole entire week or more. Okay?
So, we're in sustainability. You click all three.
Oh.
So there are different ways that we think about sustainability. We think about it about when we relate it to the economy, which is, the economy is how the United States get our money so that we can spend it on things. The environment, and then how it affects people. And right now we are seeing issues in all three categories. We see that food industries and farmers are being impacted because they're losing nutrition for their plants due to non-native species taking it over. Environmentally wise, we see that more animals are becoming endangered, they might become extinct and go away forever. And then socially, with people, we see loss of forests, which a lot of humans use for relaxation.
So you go fishing, you go hunting. Does anybody go hunting anymore?
So, and then you guys go camping or hiking.
Yes, sometimes.
But with the loss of habitat due to these non-native invasive species, you might not going to be able to go camping anymore, hiking or fishing. So, now we're going to talk about solutions and how to fix this problem.
So first we'll be talking about the federal government. So who's been to Washington, D.C.? Has anyone? Okay.
One person.
Oh, two? So at Washington, D.C., that's where the federal government is pretty much at. And what these people do is that they make all the giant rules and laws that people have to follow in America. And so what the federal government has been doing to combat these invasive species is that they'd be making these different kinds of programs or organizations. One of them is called the National Wildlife Federation. And what these people do is that they make policies and rules that keep, they try not to let
people from coming inside, like bringing stuff in that is not supposed to be here.
And the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, they try to do the same thing. But if an invasive species does come into the United States, they try to keep them in one area. So just stay where they are so that they don't invade other areas.
And then here's some solutions that Arizona itself is trying to do. Okay. Our game and fishing department and other industries are working to restore native fish populations by trying to take out non-native species and ones that make threat to them, and making it so they can the native species can reproduce. And we're having different projects going around that will restore habitats for them and such.
Oh, yes. And then we'll discuss what you yourself can do. First thing is to not release any pets into the wild. You all know that, right? You're not supposed to leave your dog out.
Oh,
Or, like,
yeah.
no. Yeah?
Because
Yeah. And then the second thing
that's
is
an invasion.
you have to make sure to clean and wash your equipment. Like when you go fishing, you still have to clean it afterwards, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, make sure you clean it really well because there could be seeds and other stuff on there that can contaminate other waters. And then, this is more information. I think it's on your sheet. And then, you guys have boats, like toy boats, even if they're toys. Yeah? Well, when you put them on the lake, and then you take them out, you still have to clean them because they're still the same thing. They'll have stuff on there, and you don't want like lake goop on your toys. Trust me. And then don't transport live fish. It means you don't put fish in the lakes. You don't put anything in the lakes that don't belong there. Even the fish belongs in water. Do not put them in there. Don't plant a pest. Don't plant a pest. Clean all your. Basically, you just clean everything. And then use native plants for landscaping. And then you can learn about your local native species. There's sites on there. Google is a good source, I guess. And then you can do some research on them, and then you find out what you can do to help them. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things you can do, even if they're for birds. And then lastly, get involved in cleaning parks and places.